Good afternoon, students. In the last class, we discussed with them the recording of the transaction in the book called the journal. So there we see all the recording things should be there or in chronological order. It should be recorded. So that is in the journal proper or the general journal or the journal itself. The three ways it is describing. So this one need to be recorded each and every transaction on the base of the occurrence, the chronological order. It is recorded. So that process is called journalizing, and uh, that two types of what is that? Two types of entries are there: single journal entry and a compound journal entry. That is, the single entry means what? There should be a debit and a credit for every transaction, while several debits or several credits are there for each and every transaction. That is a case of compound journal entry that we see in the previous class. So I'm going to share the thing. So, and also we see what is a narration. So, the detailed description about the transactions that is to be entered, that is the narration. Then we are going to see today the trade discount and cash discount and what are the difference between a trade discount and a cash discount. So, an allowance made by one trader to another in order to promote the sales is known as the trade discount. So, what is a trade discount? An allowance that is to be given by one trader to another in order to promote his sale. അയാളുടെ സെയിൽ വിറ്റുവരവ് കൂടുന്നതിന് വേണ്ടി ഒരു ട്രേഡർ മറ്റൊരു ട്രേഡർക്ക് കൊടുക്കുന്ന ആനുകൂല്യമാണ് ദാറ്റ് ഈസ് ദ ട്രേഡ് ഡിസ്കൗണ്ട്. It is allowed by the manufacturer to the wholesaler or the wholesaler to the retailer like that. Either the manufacturer to a wholesaler or the wholesaler to the retailer, this thing is to be given. It is expressed as a percentage and are calculated on the invoice value of the goods. So expressed as some percentage. That is the trade discount. Total sales in the itra percentage. Sorry, total purchase in the itra percentage. Maybe they are treating as the trade discount. Trade discount allowed or received is not recorded in the books of accounts as this is between manufacturer or the seller or the retailer or the wholesaler. That is why this is omitted in recording. Either books of accounts affect ചെയ്യത്തില്ല. That is the trade discount. While the cash discount means an allowance made by a creditor to the debtor on making the payment of the amount due. So, an allowance made by a creditor to the debtor on making the payment of the amount due is known as the cash discount. Its aim is to induce the debtor to make a prompt of the payment or prompt of the amount due to the creditor. It is expressed as a percentage and is calculated on the amount due also. So, that is the case. An allowance made by a creditor to the debtor. A creditor is giving an allowance, special allowance that you may give the payment suppose the payment need to get it is 10,000 and I am giving a 2,000 discount, so 8,000 you need to be given on so and so day. So that is the cash discount. That is an allowance made by a creditor to the debtor on making the payment of the amount due. That is the cash discount. Its aim is to induce the debtor to make the prompt of the amount due to the creditor. It is expressed so that there should be some prompt to payment. Supposed to get the payment by supposed to get the payment in delay, then this tactics is there in order to get the payment in a day that is more than less than the actual maturity day. അതായത് ശരിയായ പേയ്മെന്റ് കിട്ടേണ്ട ദിവസത്തിന് മുന്നേ തന്നെ ഈ ഒരു പരിപാടി ചെയ്താൽ what need to get it? The payment need to get it because there should be discount giving. That is the cash discount. So it is expressed as a percentage and is calculated on the amount due. Cash discount allowed is a loss and is debited to the discount allowed account, and cash discount received is a gain and is credited to the discount received account. So two accounts need to be prepared. Cash discount That is, if it is allowed to a particular person, it is a loss to the company. And if we are getting a cash discount, then that is a gain, receiving a gain. That is called cash discount received is a gain, and cash discount paid or allowed is a loss. So, in such a case, if it is a loss, it should be an expense item, so it is to be debited to discount allowed account. And if it is received, this is an income or a gain, so that it is, should be discount received account, credited in discount received account. Next, we are going to see the distinction between the trade discount and cash discount. Following are the differences between a trade discount and a cash discount. That is, trade discount is a deduction granted by the manufacturer to the wholesaler or by the wholesaler to the retailer from the list price of the goods sold. While cash discount is a deduction allowed by the creditor to a debtor for making the payment before a stipulated period of time. So that is the main difference between a trade discount. Trade discount means a deduction granted by the manufacturer to the wholesaler or the wholesaler to the retailer. ഒന്നെങ്കിൽ ഉൽപ്പാദിപ്പിക്കുന്ന ആള് ഹോൾസെയിലർക്ക് മൊത്തം ഇതിന്റെ എടുക്കുന്നുണ്ടല്ലോ, അവർക്ക് കൊടുക്കുന്ന ഒരു ഡിസ്കൗണ്ട്, അല്ലെങ്കിൽ അവർ റീറ്റെയിലർക്ക് കൊടുക്കുന്ന ഒരു ഡിസ്കൗണ്ട് ഫോർ ബൾക്ക് പർച്ചേസ് ഓർ ബൾക്ക് ഓർഡർ. അതിനൊക്കെ വേണ്ടിയിട്ട് എന്ത് കൊടുക്കുന്നു? ട്രേഡ് ഡിസ്കൗണ്ട് ഈസ് ടു ബി ഗിവൺ for the list price of goods sold, while cash discount, it is a deduction that is allowed by the creditor to the debtor for making the payment before a stipulated period of time. So payment കിട്ടണം, അതിനു വേണ്ടിയിട്ടാണ് cash discount is to be allowed. Second point is, trade discount is allowed on sale of goods, while cash discount is allowed on payment of money. പണം തിരികെ കിട്ടുന്നതിന് വേണ്ടിയിട്ടാണ് ക്യാഷ് ഡിസ്കൗണ്ട്, while trade discount of sale of goods, സാധനം വിൽക്കുന്നതിന് വേണ്ടിയിട്ട്. Then trade discount is not recorded in the books of accounts, while cash discount is recorded in the books of accounts. And trade discount may vary with the quantity of the goods purchased, while cash discount may with the time period. സമയത്തിനനുസരിച്ചാണ് ക്യാഷ് ഡിസ്കൗണ്ട്, while quantity of the goods, എന്തുമാത്രം ഗുഡ്സ് പർച്ചേസ് ചെയ്യുന്നുണ്ട്, അത് ബൾക്ക് ഓർഡർ അല്ലെ കൂടുതൽ ഗുഡ്സ് എടുക്കാൻ വേണ്ടിയിട്ടാണ് either the manufacturer is giving to the wholesaler or the wholesaler is giving to the retailer such a discount. While cash discount, it may be based on the time period. അതായത് സമയത്തിന് മെച്യൂരിറ്റി ഡേറ്റിന് മുന്നേ നമുക്ക് പൈസ കിട്ടണമെങ്കിൽ we need to adopt such a strategy or tactic. So that is the cash discount. And aim of trade discount is to promote the sales, while the aim of cash discount is to induce prompt payment of money. So aim of trade discount is to promote the sale കൂട്ടാൻ വേണ്ടിയിട്ട്, അല്ലെങ്കിൽ the cash discount is to induce the prompt payment of money. Then advantages of journal. These are the differences between a trade discount and a cash discount. I think this is also important for your exam point of view. I think you studied or you know what is a trade discount and a cash discount. So I am not going into detail this again and again for this. So we see advantages of a journal and disadvantages of a journal, or what are the impact with regard to this thing. We need to prepare this because each and every transaction journal is required. Why? Or what is the demerit with regard to that? So we are going to see that. Journal is a chronological record of all the transactions occurring in a firm. So it provides the date-wise information. എന്ന് എപ്പോ എവിടെ വെച്ച് എന്നുള്ള ആ ഒരു കൺസെപ്റ്റ് ആണ് ഏത് the journal. That is the chronological order in recording the each and every transaction. That is why it is provides the date-wise information. തീയതി സമയം അത് രണ്ടുമാണ് അവിടെ ഇമ്പോർട്ടന്റ്. രാവിലെ നടന്ന ഇത് വൈകിട്ടല്ല എഴുതേണ്ടത്, രാവിലെ നടന്നു കഴിഞ്ഞ് ഒരു ശകലം നേരം കഴിഞ്ഞ് we need to record the transaction. Then only the next transaction to be recorded. Otherwise, can't remember that one. Then entries in the journal are supported by the narration, indicates the history of the transaction also. What is the transaction done or did, or what transaction is going there? We need to check that. That is why a brief history of the transaction, that is the narration, to be entertained or written. Then journal is the basis for posting the entries to the ledger. That is the another thing. ജേർണലിൽ നിന്നാണ് ക്ലാസിഫിക്കേഷനിലോട്ട് നമ്മൾ പോകുന്നത്, അതിന്റെ കോമൺ ക്യാരക്ടറിസ്റ്റിക്സ് അനുസരിച്ച്. സോ ദാറ്റ് ഈസ് വൈ ജേർണൽ ഈസ് ദ ബേസിസ് ഫോർ പോസ്റ്റിംഗ് ദി എൻട്രീസ് ടു ദ ലെഡ്ജർ. ആൻഡ് recording of both the debit and the credit aspect of all the transactions in the journal reduces the possibility of error. തെറ്റുകൾ, മിസ്റ്റേക്സ്, ഓക്കെ, arithmetical accuracy of the entries, അല്ലേ? അതുകൊണ്ടാണ് journal is to be prepared. So these are the advantages, while there are some disadvantages. That is, recording of all the transaction is a journal is time consuming. സമയമെടുക്കും എന്നുള്ളതാണ്. Then summarized information relating to a particular transaction is not available because അതിനകത്ത് ആകെ എന്ത് എഴുതുള്ളൂ? ക്യാഷ് അക്കൗണ്ട് ലെറ്റർ ടു സെയിൽസ്. എവിടെ എന്ത് എങ്ങനെ എന്നുള്ള ആ ഒരു ഇത് അതിനകത്ത് വരില്ല. നറേഷനകത്ത് ബീയിങ് ദ ക്യാഷ് സെയിൽസ് മെയ്ഡ് ഡീറ്റെയിൽഡ് ആയിട്ട് ഒരു ഇതില്ല. So that is the summarized information relating to a particular transaction is not available. And also, for a large organization, the journal is bulky and voluminous. For a big organization, journal, too many things need to be prepared. For a big organization, too many things need to be prepared. So that is the case. There are the merits and demerits with regard to the preparation of journal. Then, source document. What is meant by next term is source document. A document that provides the information about a business transaction is called source document. അപ്പോൾ നമ്മൾ ഒരു സോഴ്സ് ഡോക്യുമെന്റിലാണ് ഈ ട്രാൻസാക്ഷൻ ആദ്യം എഴുതുന്നത്. അവിടെ നിന്നാണ് റെക്കോർഡിങ്ങിന് അല്ലെങ്കിൽ ജേർണലിലേക്ക് പോകുന്നത്. ഇറ്റ് ഇൻഡിക്കേറ്റ്സ് ദ നേച്ചർ, ദ എമൗണ്ട് ആൻഡ് ദ ഡേറ്റ് ഓഫ് ദ ട്രാൻസാക്ഷൻ ആൻഡ് ഇറ്റ് ഹെൽപ്സ് ഇൻ വെരിഫൈങ് ദി നേച്ചർ ആൻഡ് കറക്റ്റ്നെസ് ഓഫ് ദ ട്രാൻസാക്ഷൻ. ഇറ്റ് സെർവ്സ് എസ് എ ലീഗൽ എവിഡൻസ് ഇൻ കേസ് ഓഫ് ദ ഡിസ്പ്യൂട്ട്. തർക്കമുണ്ടായാൽ വി നീഡ് ടു ഷോ ദിസ് സോഴ്സ് ഡോക്യുമെന്റ് ദാറ്റ് this transaction is entered or incurred. That's the main advantage. All the business transactions should have documentary evidence. Invoices, vouchers, receipts, cash memos, and the counterfoils of the checks are the important source document. So we are going to the end of the theory portion with regard to the journal. And next day we will start with the problem part. So before that, we need to have the undergo that checking with the journal entries, how this is to be coming. So commencement of business with the cash. So before going to this, you need to understand the three rules with regard to the accounts. Personal account, debit the receiver, credit the giver. Then real account, debit what comes in and credit what goes out. And nominal account, debit all expenses and losses and credit all incomes and gains. Based on these three rules, the golden rules with regard to the accounting, we are writing the journal entry. That is the thing. If the journal entry is incorrect, then the next process will be difficult. So need to be keen, and if there is any doubt, please let me know like that after the uploading and all. So we are going to enter into the journal entry part. So commencement business with the cash. So what is coming in? Cash is to be coming in. So cash is a real asset. So debit what comes in. That is the rule with regard to which one? Rule with regard to real account. Asset, that is the real account. So cash account should be debited. And why the capital is to be credited? Because that is a what is that? Real nominal account like that. So that amount is to be coming there. So cash account debtor to capital. That is then paid into bank. Bank account debtor to cash, because that money is to be coming into the bank, and from us that money is to be going out. So cash is going out, that is asset is going out. So which is the credit what goes out. So cash is going out, and what is coming in? Debit what comes in. So bank is also an asset. So bank account debtor to cash. So paid into bank, that is bank account debtor to cash. Like that, this purchase of goods for cash, purchase account debtor to cash. What is coming in? Goods is coming in, isn't it? Purchase account. So debit all expenses and losses. Expense. Goods are purchased. So that is why purchase account is debited. And why the cash is to be credited? Because cash is going out of the business. So that is the purchase account debtor to cash. And on credit purchase, purchase account debtor to supplier's account, because it is going out from the supplier. Supplier in the sense the personal account. So debit the receiver and credit the giver. Who is giving the goods? Supplier. So supplier account is credited and purchases is debited, because debit all expenses and losses. So that is purchase account debtor to supplier. Sale of goods. For cash sale, cash account debtor to sale, because cash is coming in and goods is going out. So what is the goods? It is the, which one? Goods is nominal account. So that is cash account debtor to sales. Why the sales is credited? Because credit all expenses and losses and Debit all expenses and losses and credit all incomes and gains. What is the income coming here there? The sale. As a sale, the revenue is to be generated. So that is why the sales account is credited. Why the cash is debited? Because cash is coming into the business. Debit what comes in. So that is. So keep it in mind, these six wordings: debit the receiver, credit the giver. Debit what comes in, credit what goes out. Debit all expenses and losses, credit all incomes and gains. So that is the case. On credit sale, customer account debtor to sales account. Why the customer is to be debited? Because debit the receiver who is getting the commodity, the receiver. So that particular person's account is debited. So that is receiver's account or the customer account. Customer is receiving that one, isn't it? We are purchasing it from a shop, so we are getting it. So our account is debited. So that is customer account debtor to sales. Then asset is to be purchased. So for cash, asset account debtor to cash, except this one, purchases in the സ്ഥാനത്ത് asset ചേർക്കുക. Because what is debit, what comes in? Coming into the business is what? Asset. And what is going out of the business? Cash. So that is why asset account debtor to cash. And on credit purchase of assets, asset account debtor to supplier. Like the sale. And sale of asset, cash account debtor to asset, because asset is going out from the business and cash is coming into the business. So cash account is debited and asset account is credited. And on credit, what is that? Customer's account debtor to asset account. So customer's account debtor to asset account. That is the case. Then next step, payment of expense. Expense account debtor to cash. So what is nominal account? Debit all expenses and losses and credit all incomes and gains. So debit all expenses. Expense is debited and what is going out? Cash is going out. So debit what comes in and credit what goes out. Cash is going out, so cash is to be credited. So expense account debtor to cash. And receipt of income, opposite. Cash account debtor to income. Why cash is debited? Because cash is coming in. And why the income is to be credited? Credit all expenses, debit all expenses and losses and credit all incomes and gains as per nominal account. So nominal account എന്താണ്? വരുമാനവും ഗെയിനും അതെല്ലാം ക്രെഡിറ്റ് ചെയ്യണം. അപ്പൊ ഇൻകം എന്താണ്? വരുമാനമാണ്, റവന്യൂ ആണ്. So that is to be credited. So that is my cash account debtor to income account. And withdrawal of cash from business for personal purpose. So what is that? Drawings account. Withdrawal. Withdrawals എവിടെ കണ്ടാലും ഓർത്തോണം, ഡ്രോയിങ്സ് അക്കൗണ്ട് ആണ്. ഓഫീസ് പർപ്പസ് ആണെങ്കിൽ മാത്രമേ ഏത് ബാങ്കിൽ നിന്നുള്ള ഇത് വരുള്ളൂ. So withdrawal of cash from business for personal purpose. Drawings account debtor to cash. Why it is cash is to be credited? Because cash is going out from the business and goods are taken away or items are taken away. So that is why drawings is a debited. Drawings is a which one? Expenditure. So that is why drawings is debited. And withdrawal of goods from business for personal use. So drawings account debtor to purchases because it is taken out from the business. So goods are going out of the business, isn't it? So debit all expenses and losses and credit all incomes and gains. So that is the case. So that is why purchases is to be credited and drawings account is to be debited. Then withdrawal of the cash from bank for office use. Cash from bank for office use എന്ന് പറഞ്ഞാൽ ബാങ്ക് ഡെപ്പോസിറ്റ് ചെയ്യുമ്പോൾ എങ്ങനെയായിരുന്നു? ബാങ്ക് അക്കൗണ്ട് ഡെറ്റർ ടു ക്യാഷ്. അപ്പൊ ഇവിടെയോ നേരെ തിരിയും. കാരണം ക്യാഷ് ഈസ് ഗോയിങ് ഔട്ട് from the bank. That is the case. Cash account debtor to bank. And withdrawal of cash from bank for personal use. So personal use in the bank in the withdraw ചെയ്യുന്നു. അപ്പോൾ എന്താ? Same cash account debtor to bank പകരം drawings account debtor to bank because it is to be withdrawal drawings. Then that is the case. And cash reserved and discount allowed. So cash account debtor, discount account debtor to customer's account. Why that? Customer is getting a discount. Actually, it is a loss that we already see. Isn't it? So expenses and losses to be, what is that? Debited. So discount allowed is a debited there. And cash paid and discount received. So cash account debtor, sorry, supplier's account debtor to cash to discount received. So it is an income. That is why. So supplier's account debtor to cash and to discount received. Then interest on capital allowed. How it is to be? Interest on capital allowed it is to be interest on capital account debtor to capital account because it is an expense. Interest on capital. And return of goods to supplier. Supplierന് goods തിരികെ കൊടുക്കുക. അപ്പൊ എന്താണ്? Purchaseന്റെ opposite. So supplier's account debtor to purchase returns. And Return of goods by customer. What is that? Sales returns account debtor to customer's account. So these are some of the entries with regard to that, and you keep it in mind what need to be checked, the six wordings, that is the three things, that is the golden rule with regard to accounting. That is, for a personal account, it relates to a person, debit the receiver and credit the giver. അതായത് ഈ ആർക്കോ കിട്ടുന്നത് അവർക്ക് ഡെബിറ്റ് കൊടുക്കുക, ആരുടെ കയ്യിൽ നിന്നാണോ പോകുന്നത് അവർക്ക് ക്രെഡിറ്റ് കൊടുക്കുക. ദാറ്റ് ഈസ് ദ വൺ തിങ്. സോ കീപ് ഇറ്റ് ഇൻ മൈൻഡ് ദിസ്. ലൈക്ക് ദ സെയിം, the second one, that is real account. It actually relates to what? Asset. So debit what comes in and credit what goes out. Whatever coming into the business, whatever it may be, assets, whatever assets, asset in the account and a real account. So whatever assets coming into the business, that is to be debited, and excuse me, whatever assets going out of the business, that is to be credited. And the third one is what? Third one is nominal account. That means other than this real and the personal, whatever relating to that means the expenses of the losses and the incomes and the gains in a business. So debit all expenses and losses. നഷ്ടങ്ങളും ചെലവുകളും ഡെബിറ്റ് ചെയ്യുകയും വരുമാനങ്ങളും ഗെയിൻസും പ്രോഫിറ്റും എന്ത് ചെയ്യുന്നു? We need to credit it. So these are the golden rules, and these need to be applicable for passing the journal entry. So today we see what all things, how to take it the journal entry, or how to prepare, or how to write it the journal entry, and what is a trade discount and what are the cash discount, and taking the differences between the two. And also what are the advantages as well as disadvantages with regard to a journal. So we will start with the problem part in the next class. So please have a look at today's classes, and please see and clear your doubts as well, and also through personal messages or through personal call like that. And also please confirm after uploading that you see the video or not, like that, and also clear your doubts along with that. So thank you for the day.